I saw this TikTok of this girl sharing stories from when she was a kid. Hello. She called it like cringy stories from when she was a kid. This is not a cringy story. This is just a story I just thought of. When I was in first grade, so I was like 5 or 6 years old. No. Yeah. My mom, she adopted 2 puppies. They were like brand new, like just had gone up for sale, like young puppies, right? And I have an older brother, but he's like, we're so close in age that people thought we were twins my entire childhood. And so we were really close, like just on every level, me and my brother. And so my mom gets us these 2 puppies for Christmas. She gets him a boy and I get a girl. And we're so excited. We're losing our shit. We take the puppies to the park. Like, I never had a puppy before. My brother never had a puppy before. My family hadn't had, like, a family dog at that point ever. And so we were, like, pumped. And we're little kids. And we just got puppies. And it was great. And not even a day later, literally still, like, on Christmas, we're out at the park behind our house playing with our puppies. And first of all, my mom named our puppies for us. She wouldn't let us name our own puppies. So my puppy was named Sparrow. And literally, we're at the park. I'm playing with Sparrow. I'm so excited. And I don't remember exactly what she said. But my mom said something along the lines of, "Lol, JK, we can't afford to have 2 dogs. We're too poor. We need to just have 1 dog. And I genuinely like you less than your brother, so we're going to get rid of your dog." So, on Christmas Day, my present got taken back, which means I got nothing, while my brother had a new puppy. Just because my mom doesn't like me as much as my brother. So, thanks for listening. When I was a toddler, like, extremely little, I had this giraffe costume, like onesie pajama thing. And when I would wear it, I would kind of like convince myself mentally that I was a giraffe. And I remember one time I like piled up these boxes and tubs and things around to like make like a zoo cage, and I like put myself in the middle, and I was like a giraffe in the zoo. But it was, I don't know if it was too heavy or if I don't know, like I think my mind just like tricked itself and I got scared or something. But suddenly I was like panicking and I couldn't get out of the zoo, and I was like trapped, and like I was like pushing up on the boxes, and I was like screaming and crying because I couldn't get out. And I don't know if my parents weren't home, or I don't even remember if this happened at my mom's house or my grandma's house. This happened somewhere. I can't remember the details because I was so little, but like I remember just feeling so scared and like so trapped, and I couldn't get out, and I was like trapped in the giraffe costume as well. And I mentally scared myself, and I don't even remember what ended up happening. I don't remember how I ever got out. Maybe I didn't get out. Maybe I'm still trapped inside. But yeah, I just remembered that. I don't know why I'm sharing that.
My name is Jessie, and I brought the bowl, and in middle school, my teacher told me to go hang myself in the bathroom while everyone was watching.
My name's Destiny, and I bought 3 Musketeers, and when I was 6 years old, I moved into a house with like 20 family members, and my mom would not come home, and she would be out with her boyfriend, and I would beg her to come home all night. And when she wouldn't, I would go around and knock on everyone's door to try and have company because I was 6 and scared, but everyone ended up locking me out of the rooms, and it gave me terrible trust issues and attachment issues.
Hi, my name is Jessie. I brought Reese's Pieces, and when I was in first grade, my mom lied under oath in court saying that they never beat us and that my scars were from falling in the pool.
My name's Destiny. I brought cassettes, And growing up, I was so depressed and heartbroken all the time, and I didn't know why. And the only thing that would help me out was eating food because it gave me serotonin, and that's why I'm fat to this day. But anyways, I would just stuff my face every single day, all day long, hide food, stuff it. Then I would make myself throw it all up every single day, and here we are.
My name is Jessie, and when I was younger, I collected all of my artwork in a box, and one day when my dad was having a manic episode because he has bipolar disorder, he threw away all of the artwork I ever made.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I brought Twix, and growing up and still to this day, both sides of my family are full of addicts, so I always had to grow up hiding everything till this day. Or if I didn't, everybody would just break into my room, steal it, pawn it for drugs or money, and I would never have anything.
My name is Jessie. I still have mounds, and when I was little, me and my best friend Scarlett used to steal my grandma's high heels and then jump down 2 flights of stairs and break both of our ankles on purpose, and we did it over 8 times, so both of my ankles have been broken over 8 times.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I still have the Kit Kat, and when I was like 6 or 7 years old, I was addicted to porn like really bad, as a young kid is. And I would like search up porn on the internet, and then one day I realized on my computer as a 6-year-old that it was in the search history, and I freaked the fuck out, and I like broke my computer on purpose. Like I just slammed that shit, and then my poor mom was like, "Oh my god, what happened? I need to buy you a new one." I was like, "Okay." And every time we drove by H.H. Gregg, I would have like a panic attack.
My name is Jessie. Musketeers. When I was in like 4th grade, I went to school with this girl, and her mom worked at the same job as my mother's husband, and she came up to me at school and told me that my dad was showing her mom's pictures of me in inappropriate ways.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I have this. And one time in like second grade, the whole entire class lied and told the teacher that I pulled my pants down even though that did not happen, and then I got sent home and suspended even though that did not happen, and every single of the 20 fucking second graders lied and got me sent home.
My name is Jessie. Kit Kat. When I was little, I was sleeping and I woke up to a really loud thud on my wall. And when I got up and I walked into my brother's room, because our room's connected by a wall, it was my dad strangling my brother up against the wall.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I have a 3 Musketeer. And one time in like 7th grade, my friends were like all sending nudes to people and like boys, and even though I'm gay, I was like, okay, I need to send a nude to a boy. It ended up being like a 35-year-old man, and then when he found it, he took a screenshot, and then somehow he got like my Instagram, my number, my Facebook, and he sent them all to me and was like, hey, if you don't show me a picture of your whole body, then I'm posting this on every single one of your social medias. And yeah.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I have a single Reese's Pieces, and when I was 15, I got groomed by a pedophile, and then I moved in with him when I was homeless, and then he raped me over 20 times.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I brought a Kit Kat, and in my spiritual journey, I ended up developing really bad OCD, and I didn't know what that was, and so I had all these crazy intrusive thoughts that I wasn't used to having, and I was like, oh my god, what? Mental health isn't real? And because it was an intrusive thought. And then I ended up going through like a 3-month phase of psychosis, and I thought people were following me, and I saw demons, and I thought birds were stalking me and they were the FBI. I thought I was possessed by a demon, and through all of this, no one knew, not even like the closest person to me, which is my sister. And then I continued acting like I was okay until one day I like passed out at the wheel because I smoked a bunch of weed and took a bunch of Benadryl, and nobody still knows that to this day except the person behind the camera and my sister.
My name is Jessie. I have a Twix. It's the right, not the left. And when I was little, my mom used to take my brother and my sister out to like restaurants and the carnival and like all these different events and stuff, and she would leave me at home and tell me that she forgot me or that she thought I was doing homework, and so I'd be alone for hours, and I would be alone at home starving.
Hi, I'm Destiny. I have the left Twix. When I was little, my brother used to do crazy things that I forgot about until like a few years ago, but some of the things he did was he would sit on me until I couldn't breathe, and he thought it was really funny. He would sit me on top of the balcony in the mall and like lean me over because I was terrified. He would like push me down the stairs if I pissed him off. Yeah.
When I was in 3rd grade, my Republican teacher wanted, what was I saying? Wanted us to reenact the Civil War with water balloons in front of the entire school. And when she first told us about this idea, this never ended up happening, by the way, but when she first told us about it, she went across all the rows of our seats and she would put her finger on the desk and said, north, south, like going to each kid, telling them what side they'd be on. But she only said the north to kids who had like fair skin and only said the south to kids who had dark skin. And when she got to me, I know I'm pale now, but growing up I was really, really tan. She came up to me and she said, we're gonna decide years later. like I was too dark or too light for you to decide, in her opinion. The principal shut that shit down. We did not have to reenact the Civil War as 3rd graders. When I was in 1st grade, I lied to my entire class and I said that Lisa Frank was my aunt. And that made me really popular, so... A few semesters ago in college, I was writing an essay about, I think it was about intersectionality and racism and stuff, I don't remember. But I had mentioned, like, a small detail in the essay. Like, one of my resources, I had mentioned how, Jesus was brown, and he's always depicted as, like, very pale and fair-skinned and blue-eyed or whatever. And my teacher... they didn't fail me on the essay. They still graded it and everything. But they left a comment on my essay that said Jesus wasn't brown. My auntie Amber was like, oh, I'm so sorry that you don't have a relationship with your brother. Like, you deserve a brother who wouldn't dip out on you. And I said, yeah, I'm like 0 for 2. Saying, like, not just the brother you're talking about, but both of my brothers are not in my life. And my other auntie looked at me like, what other brother? And I was like, the dead one? Like, what do you mean? And she was like, oh, well, that's not really his fault. I'm like, how is it not? Like, you ditched me.